Hey, what's up, everyone? Morey here, and we are back. We're going to be doing a breakdown here on the Diamond League this past weekend. Sorry for a little bit of delay. Was out of town this weekend, but looking forward to being able to provide these breakdowns. So what we're looking at here is, of course, Kishane Thompson, and he ended up winning this race, ran 987, a new meeting record. And there's just so many great people that he's going against here. We got Kenny Bednarek, we got Kenny Bednarek, we got Noah Lyles, we got Christian Coleman, we have Trayvon Bromell, a bunch of great sprinters here, King Blake. And the main thing that we're really looking at here is just that acceleration, that drive phase that we see from Kishane Thompson. How does he continue to get so far out in front of the best sprinters in the world? He really is reminiscent of a kind of younger Christian Coleman, you know, like the 2019 Christian Coleman, who would just get way out in front of everybody and was just impossible to really catch up to. And ended up kind of getting close at the end, right? We even see this with Kishane Thompson in the race this past weekend, where it's like at the end, he doesn't necessarily win by a ton, but he has such a strong start, such a strong drive phase that he just gets so far out in front of everybody that everybody can't catch up to him. And again, this was 987 here, and I think that he has a lot more left in the tank, and really going more in depth into how he's doing this. And we could see here with the landing, he's actually a little bit behind. We can see Kenny Bednarek getting that step down. We can see Noah Lyles getting the step down right here, and he's still a little bit up in the air, so he's taking a little bit more time to get the foot down, but he's also getting more range there, so he's not, again, as quick getting the foot down. We can see Noah Lyles, we can see Kenny Bednarek, even Christian Coleman has his foot down already. Kenny Bednarek is about to get his foot down. We can see with Trayvon Bromell, he's doing a good job getting length as well. He's really the only person that is close when it comes to that seventh step, when it comes to the distance covered. He's actually further out than Kishane Thompson with his distance covered in the first 7 steps. And he is also close when it comes to where they're at from a position standpoint. Again, we can see Trayvon Bromell here, Kishane Thompson, really Christian Coleman as well, are all in a pretty good position with their current standings. We get to see the separation, and to me, it's just that he's staying down further along into the race. So we can see like Noah Lyles, Kenny Bednarek, they're both getting pretty high up at this stage, where you can see he's still pretty forward. Yeah, he's getting a straight leg as he's landing, but he's still maintaining a lot of forward motion, and they're on the same step here, or at least Kenny Bednarek and really Noah Lyles are on the same step. It's just the difference is the distance, how much distance they're covering. And although they're getting more straight up, so you'd almost feel like if you get straight up sooner, that you'd have more range in the hips to be able to cover more distance. But the combination of the height that Kishane Thompson has, being 6'1", and also the strength in the hip flexors and being able to continue to stay forward and also get great range on the front side is what he leans on to continue to get out in front. The issue with Trayvon Bromell is when he's landing here on the right foot, he's just a little bit further back. It's not the same on the left. I think he does a better job of landing on the front part of the left foot, but on the right, he's just very much more kind of on the heel back part of the foot, where you can see Kishane Thompson's doing a good job staying on the front part of the foot, so he's got a little bit quicker foot contact time, and now you can see he's in that upright position there. And the thing with me for Kishane Thompson that wants to continue to work on is just like that right leg seems to be turning out to the side, and he kind of is not getting that right shoulder all the way through as he's driving. You can see that left hand and where he gets that left shoulder through. I think that helps him being able to generate good force, good power as that foot's striking the ground. But because he's lacking the range on this closer side, the right side, I think that impacts the amount of force he's able to get down into the ground with that left leg. And he makes it so then he ends up having a little bit longer foot contact time. And we can see with, Noah Lyles, Kenny Bednarek, they both are very, very patient. Even Christian Coleman is patient in being able to get to his top speed. I think that you got to give props to Christian Coleman for being able to get better with his top speed. I would say that he ended up going and beating out Kishane Thompson in those last 20-30 meters, was able to catch up, close the gap. He was right there next to Noah Lyles, right there next to Kenny Bednarek, also ran a really, really good time, as did Trayvon Bromell. But Trayvon Bromell is always really good at the end there, and really all these guys are able to close the gap in the last 20 meters with Kishane Thompson. And it just shows again that as he can continue to get better with that arm swing. Again, you can see that left hand, how high it gets as he's coming forward with Kishane Thompson in comparison to the right, that he is, able to kind of close up some of these inefficiencies when it comes to his sprinting. If you could watch the main video, I would really recommend looking at this angle. It's really an awesome angle to see Kishane Thompson and his ability to accelerate, his ability to really use those ankles. And this is such a critical thing when working with athletes, and I love doing these breakdowns and also working with athletes because you can kind of see the differences in what these top sprinters are doing and what separates those top sprinters. And a big thing is just how active he is with those hips, with those knees, and then with the feet as he's striking the ground. We can see a little bit limited motion here, a little bit limited range here on the left leg as he's coming through. Right side really clean with how he's bringing that leg through, getting the knee up, getting the toe up. Hard foot strike. Again, left side's a little bit limited there. And I think part of that has to do with that right arm, kind of right shoulder, and what he's doing out of that side. And all these top athletes, it's like some of these things, there's no way to be perfect, right? You want to continue to work on what are the small details, what are the small things that we can get a little bit better refinement of to then be able to get a better understanding of what takes the control into, or how to best control the foot strike, the range on the front side, the hip flexion. But I mean, he just does such a great job even late in the race of getting so much power. And I mean, we can see that with Noah Lyles as well. He gets so much range, so much power with his knees, with his ability to strike the ground, that's what makes it so they're able to run so fast. And the more you can continue to kind of look at this and study it, that's why I say this video is such a great way to be able to see how strong and how powerful they are with the foot strike, and also with the hip flexors and how much height they're getting out of the knee. Sometimes when you look at the video, it doesn't stand out as much with how much height they're getting there, but being able to generate so much power into the ground requires a lot of hip extension. It requires a big amount of range on the backside. And so to be able to then quickly get the leg right back up and through, get in this position here with the knees, with the toes, requires a lot of power out of that lower core as well as out of the hip flexors. And that to me is the biggest weakness that we see from especially this generation, sitting down a lot, just not fully utilizing the core. When I was growing up, we would do so many core exercises in PE and in football and baseball. It was always like different physical exercises we're doing, and it just doesn't seem like the athletes now are getting that same type of focus, and therefore just lack the ability to get that natural knee height. And so I think that's something that you could really work on with younger athletes, is the more they can get the lower core strong, the more they can get the knee height, something that they can consistently rely on, then the better the times are going to be, the faster they're going to be. And once they get faster, it opens up a large realm of things that they can continue to get better at when it comes to overall sprinting development or sports development. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, you can leave those down below. Check out some of the things that we do for sprinters and how we help them in improving their speed. And we'll talk to you soon.